Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your generous donations. Thank you for being obedient in your giving. My name is Hale, and I'm from Joplin, Missouri. We moved here a little over a year ago, and we weren't exactly sure what we were going to do, but we decided that we'd go ahead and just keep our home in Joplin. And so we had the opportunity to be a part of what was going on down there, and Marjorie asked me if I would share just a few things about some of the good things that God was doing there. So in April, I had a dream, and I saw our family moving mattresses back into our old home, which is on the north end of Joplin. And when I woke up from that dream, I felt an urge that we needed to go home for the summer because I had 3 family members still living in Joplin, and I had a sense that something was going to happen, a major event there, and that it would involve our family members and that we needed to be there for them. So Saturday, May 21st, the people who were leasing our home left, and we thought that would be a good opportunity to go ahead and go a little earlier than we had planned and just kind of camp out there and get our house ready to sell. So about midnight Saturday night, I arrived, and Sunday morning, May 22nd, well, Sunday evening is when the tornado happened. So the Lord took us back there just for that event. And not exactly your, when you think of your nice little Jesus taking you out of the storm, not in the storm, but in this case, he wanted us in the storm. So anyway, the night that happened, we were like everybody around the city, and we were out looking to make sure our family members were safe. 2 of my family members had homes that were obviously in the zone, and we didn't have cell phone coverage, so we didn't know if they were okay. So there was just chaos in the city, and people were running around, and they were bringing, people who needed care in the back of pickup trucks, and just there was chaos around the city, and trees were down, so you really couldn't get through the city. You just kind of had to go around. But anyway, so the next day or so, we began to realize, the impact of what had gone on in the city. And that night, I was talking with my husband, and I said, I've heard of these people, these crisis responders, because I knew that they did some training up here in Kansas City. I said, do you think we should call them and let them know that we have a vacant home available for them to stay in? And as soon as I said that, I had a friend from the school call me, and I said, well, we're okay, but do you happen to know those crisis responder people? Because we have a home here where they could come. And she said, yeah. And within 2 or 3 minutes, I got a call out from California, the head of this Crisis Response International, and they came and had their feet on the ground within 24 hours. In fact, at 2 a.m., they had a man from Siloam Springs come into our home, and just as soon as I got off the phone with Crisis Response, then I looked at my husband and I said, do you think that we should call the pastor up in Kansas City and let him know what's going on? And he said, yeah. And as soon as that happened, the pastor called us. And he said, I have 10 cots. I have 10 mattresses. And I said, well, let's get them here. So for the next 2 weeks, we had a couple, 10, 20 people pretty much around the clock from I don't know where all over, but they came and they brought what they had, and we just shared everything that we had, and I cooked and they ate, and then they went out and worked, and we just toured the city and took them, and then we just worked with this relief effort to just do whatever needed to be done. And one of the great blessings that I've seen as far as being a part of what's going on in Joplin is just God's divine hand of provision over this city. So I want to thank him for his hand of provision, his mercy tonight. And we want to pray. We're going to begin to pray for Joplin tonight. And we want to pray that God would just that he would build up a prayer movement in the city that would cover the city night and day. And so if you just want to bow your heads with me, and then we're going to break off into groups. And slide 2, please. So God, we just thank you for your mercy over Joplin. And God, we thank you that you can take a city that's in ruins and that you can make her a trophy of your mercy. We ask, God, that you would rebuild the hearts and lives of the people there, that they would not rebuild in their own strength, but that they would look forward to an eternal city whose builder and maker is God. And we ask, God, that you would unite the hearts of the church to fear your name as you repair the broken walls. We ask, God, that you would set watchmen who would not hold their peace day or night, and that they would give you no rest until Joplin is established as a praise of the earth. God, we ask that you would strengthen that which remains, that Joplin would be a testimony of your goodness, and that you, as you put Joplin on the map, God, that you would put Jesus, your son, on display. In Jesus' name.